Hi guys, it's Ann with Art on the Creek. In this part 2 of our holiday gift giving guide, I am going to show you which paints I use the most, which ones I love, and which ones I think would be great for you to give as a gift, or maybe you want to put them at the top of your own list. Are you ready? Here we go. Well, where to begin? I think the best place to begin would be to tell you that this is not all of the paints that I have. These are just the ones that we're going to talk about today. First of all, let's get rid of my Jenga pile here. The first one I want to talk to you about is Winsor & Newton. Now, this is the first set that I had. I got it from Amazon. I don't know if this set is still available. It is their Cotman line. Cotman paints are their student grade paints. They served me well to learn how to watercolor. I even went all the way through the sap green, I think that was, and the lemon yellow. I used that all up. So I like these paints. I think it's a good gift. If you've got someone or you yourself are just starting out in watercolor, I highly recommend Winsor Newton Cotman line. They have a professional line as well if you're looking to upgrade a little bit. So this one, great for starting out, Winsor Newton Cotman. Let's start with another line of a good beginning series. This one is really nice. It's the Mijello Gallery set of 48 paints. And you've seen me use this one before. They call it their professional series. You can see that it has, there we go. You can see it has quite a bit of paints in the range. I like them. I don't know how good of a quality they are. I don't think they're truly professional watercolor paints, but for someone who is just starting out and wants a really high quality paint at an affordable price, the Mijello Gallery series is a really good way to start. If you're looking to start with a line of professional paints, again, something that is not going to break the bank, I recommend these Mission Gold Pure Pigment watercolors. This is a set that's been on sale on Amazon for a while. They're made by Mijello. It's a Korean company. There are full-size tubes, 15 milliliters, 24 colors, and they're all pure pigments. So it's beautifully packaged. I have enjoyed these paints. They're a pleasure to work with. They also give you smaller tubes of black and white. But this is a very nice range. It's a great way to get started in a professional pigment set. And they have a full line of 48 colors. This is half of those. This is only 24. But it's a really good line. And with the pure pigments, the fun thing about those is that you can mix your own colors and go from there. And another thing that would be great to have on your list is this set by Schmincke. Schmincke is a German company, and this tin is so much higher quality than some of the other tins that I have. It's thicker. It's a heavier gauge metal. And the Schmincke you can get in at two different levels. Their Academy series is their student grade, and these are their professional grades. This is not the student set. There is room here to add more. However, I really like the extra room in here for paintbrushes, pencil, what have you. Really love the Schmincke set. Schmincke is one of my absolute favorite brands. Speaking of Schmincke, I know that many of you know that they do the super granulating colors, and I have been shopping on Etsy. And I found these from a vendor there, and I just love doing business with her shop. I ended up getting 6 of these super granulating sets. I don't have quite all of them, but I did get these. And they're just a great way to sample the set. So these would be a good little stocking stuffer. You purchase the tins separately, and what you buy is this set, a sample set of quarter pans. Aren't those cute? Of each of the paints in the line. For instance, this is the Forest line, and then you have Deep Sea, Volcano, Galaxy, Tundra, and Shire. They have more, but I don't have any more. And then with the magnet here, they just pop right in. If you wanted to, you could fit 3 in one tin, like so. But I wanted to have it so that I could just have 2 in there. So this is how I did this setup. I will link to Rosie Art Treasures in the description. You won't be disappointed. So there's the super granulating, and those are a lot of fun to play with. And that way you don't have to invest in the whole, the full bottle, the full tube set. You can just play with it a little bit to see which are your favorite colors, and then maybe go buy that one. Let's move on to Sennelier. This is a French line of watercolors, and also a nice higher gauge steel palette. This is their 12+6 set, and I really like this one. This one is the professional tier, not the student tier, and it gives you a good range of warm and cool, a dual primary set to start with. And you're also going to have extra room in here to fit 6 more pans so that you can fill that out with your other favorite Sennelier colors, or you can mix brands and use whatever you like. I haven't filled in the other 6 pans yet, but this is a really nice set to have. I love my Sennelier paints. These are also they also use honey as a binder, so really happy with these. They're very easy to use. And then moving on, we have Daniel Smith. Now, I do have others in here, but this set, any Daniel Smith paints are going to be great, but this set I have really, really loved. They're out of Seattle, and again, a really high quality tin. This is the Colors of Inspiration set, and I just fell in love with these colors. Now, the ones that come with the set is this top row up here. There are so many granulating pigments in here. It's amazing. They have Moon Glow, they have the Shadow Violet, they have the Primatech greens over here, and I'm gonna have to look those up because I don't remember. This is the their Cascade Green. That's another one that really granulates into separate colors. The Serpentine Genuine and the Green Apatite Genuine, those are both Primatech colors. This is just such a beautiful set, and I have augmented it. The pans were already in here. It came with pans. And so you're given 12 pans in the set, plus an empty 12 pans. And in these first few here, these are my Mary Blue, these first 5, and they are out of Italy. I really like them. These 6 here are Daniel Smith. They are part of the Gemstone series. This one here is a Holbein, and it is ultramarine light because I just really love ultramarine and I use it a lot. This is the set that I use quite often. It, like these others, are my go-to sets, and so I wanted to share them with you as what I feel are worthy of the investment if you're looking for a nice gift to give your artist friend or to put on your own list. I think that these are something that you would really enjoy. Now for something fun. If you're looking for, if you're a crafter that likes to do card making, or if you just want to add some pizzazz to your work, these mica watercolors or pearlescent colors, these are called Pearlescent. This is by Finetech. It's a good sturdy case. These go in a little bit differently. They kind of snap in like this. I've never seen a palette like this, but they stay in. They're nice. They are mica paints. They've got some shimmer to them. This one is a color shifting paint. I like these. I have used them a little bit here and there, and I've really enjoyed them. Of all of the iridescent paints out there, I think Finetech are my favorite. You can buy these little pots individually. In fact, I have another one here that's kind of like a peacock teal. It's like in between these two. I think what I would do, this black one is not very iridescent. So what would be kind of fun is just to have this one here instead. In fact, I'm going to do that right now, because I never use the black. Every time I use it, I think, oh, that's not very sparkly. So I'll keep the black one to the side, and now I'll have all of these in here. But here is my Finetech set of pearlescent colors. Really like Finetech. This is the Caran Neocolor II Aquarelle. They are watercolor crayons. I haven't used them yet on this channel. They're fairly new to me, but I think it's a high time that we start working with them. You lift the whole tin out here, and then the other tin is underneath, and I just saved these to protect it. So you can set it up like this, and you've got the full range. These come in many different sizes. They act like a gouache, really. They're opaque or semi-opaque, and they're really fun to work with. They've got, you guys, you can see you have a full range of colors here. They come in different size sets. The smallest set is a set of 10. but I will put a link to all of these in the description. Now, if you have an artist that travels quite a bit, I have a few travel sets to show you. This one is from Amazon, and this one, I don't know if they make this exact one anymore, but the manufacturer makes several. They're called these palettes that fan out. This one is by Artsy, and as you can see, I've gotten quite a bit of use out of it. And then there's a thumb ring back here for you to put, called a thumb ring, but put it on your finger. And then you can just paint. It's nice and compact. This particular set came with 3 water brushes and a sponge to wipe your water brush off, palette for mixing area. I'll link to these. There are fan palettes that come out in a fan shape. There's a bunch of different ones. These paints are just enough to travel with, and they're decent. You know, they're not going to be super high quality, but for a student grade paint that's fun to travel with, and the palette's kind of unique, these are a little fun little stocking stuffer. And for the artist in your life that has their own paints but still wants to travel or does a lot of plein air, I highly recommend the portable painter. These things can't be beat. There is a portable painter and a micro. I have them both. Let me show you how I set up my portable painter here. It comes apart like so. It opens up. The plastic is a very high quality, and you can see I've got it filled with some paints already. So you just assemble it like this, and you take the little clasp and put it in the band there so that it doesn't get lost. You're going to fill these 2 sides up with water. It comes with a brush that has a smaller tip. It's about a size 4, I would guess. And, ooh, excuse me, my hands are so dry. I keep clipping things. And this one's probably about a size 2. So you've got a double-ended brush here and plenty of mixing space. Like I said, you fill these up with water. It has a place to rest your brush, which I think is ingenious. If you are, your pencil, you can put that in here too. Anything that you want to do with this is great. You can put this over your leg or on a table, like on a rail. If this is a railing, you could set it on there, on the arm of a chair. It really makes it a stable surface so that you can paint on location. And the other one that they make is the micro. So let's take a look at that one. The Portable Painter Micro comes in this nice little pouch, and this thing is so cute. It's just this tiny little palette, and the top lifts off. This part comes open and lifts right out, and then you have a space for your water, additional mixing space, and this little thing in the back comes out so that you can hold this between your fingers like so. So this is really all you need for very lightweight travel. The Portable Painter Micro is a great gift for someone who does some plein air, or if you're just looking to get a little stocking stuffer for either of these. Now, when you purchase these, the pans are empty, so they will have to fill their own paints. But these palettes are such a great gift, and I've had so much fun with them. So if you have an artist in your life and you know that they already have a bunch of paints, I think a really nice gift for them is just an empty palette. This one I got on Amazon. It's pretty good. It's not the best. You can see how much the steel wiggles there. I'm saying steel. I don't know if they're steel. I think they are because they're magnetic. But you've got a lot of mixing space. This center part does come out, which is standard in most palettes. And I just made a swatch card for it. These are just my favorite paints. They're a mix of M. Graham, Daniel Smith, Holbein, Winsor Newton Professional Series. These are just my favorite. One other thing that you might want to consider is this palette. This is actually a makeup palette that's sold on Amazon. But the reason that I got it is because it's got this big mixing space. And this just wipes off these little tiny pans that are, I don't know, I think they're maybe even less than a quarter pan, but that's about 2 millimeters deep. It's magnetic under here, so they just stick in there and stay put. There are 55 pans in here, and you can put just about every paint that you have probably in here. I've carried this with me. I've really enjoyed having it. And I've got my swatch card here that I wrote the kinds of paints that they are on the back. So I have also really enjoyed this. This is a fun, creative way for the painter in your life to make their own palette and just make it the way they want. Here are some other things I want to talk about. What originally came in this tin are the Durant ink tints pencils. Those are kind of fun because they are ink and they are water activated. So they come in many different sizes, these sets. Mine are in a separate binder. These can be a really fun way to play with, a new way to work your art. They are watercolor, and they come in this vast array of colors. The colors on the end don't always coincide with what color actually comes out the other end on the lead, but there's a good range of colors here, and they are water activated. They're in ink, so they're permanent. You can use these on fabric even. So these are an awful lot of fun. And in addition to the pencils here, I also have the Inktense blocks. And these you can use more traditionally like a watercolor, where you get a wet brush and paint on that and pick it up like it were a pan of paint. Or you can color with it and then activate it on paper just like you would any other watercolor pigment stick. So they are a little bit different than watercolor in that they are ink. So they do kind of stain. But they're fun to paint with. They dry with a little bit of a matte finish, kind of like gouache. And like I said, you can use them on fabric. What I use this tin for now, though, is to hold all of my tubes of paint. These are just the ones I have that are extra. And I just wanted to show you some of the brands that I really like, some things that are really fun. M. Graham. Any M. Graham paint that you buy, you're going to be happy with. I have almost used all of mine up here, so it's going to take me a little poking around to find more. But the M. Graham is so good for my climate. If you live in a dry climate, I highly recommend them because they do have honey as their binder. So I'm always happy with M. Graham. They've got a wonderful color range, and I like them. They also make an excellent quality gouache. Next is Core. These are paints that are good for the artist that wants to watch the paint do its thing. When you put these paints down on paper, they move like crazy. These are the ones that are going to give you the fun flow to use a lot of wet on wet techniques and have a lot of fun with. So these are Core paints. They come in some really nice sets, beautiful quality paints. These are also a wonderful gift. And they're kind of fun for the artist who might have everything, or if you want to try them on your list, because they are different. They act a little differently than other paints. So those are the Core paints. Another one that's kind of fun and different are these liquid pencil paints. These are by Dervan. This one's yellow. This one's blue. These are actually graphite, not charcoal, but they are liquid. They're liquid. They're water activated. They act just like a watercolor, and they dry just like you've used a pencil. So it's kind of a different way to tint your work and use shading. Another thing that is awfully fun to have are the Daniel Smith colors. They have such a variety of different kinds of paints, and they're so much fun to play with. I really love Daniel Smith. I've never been unhappy with any of their paints. So Daniel Smith, excellent quality to use. Another one that's really fun to use is the Winsor Newton Professional Series. I have a couple of their paints and I really do like them. I don't have many Winsor Newton, like I said before, but I do have some. This is their Cotman line. This is a very old tube. It's one of the first ones that I purchased, but their professional tubes are packaged a little bit differently. Both of these are lemon yellow, so you can tell the difference. The Cotman line has this blue band across it. I think this is still the packaging. And the professional packaging is silver with the color band across the top. So Winsor Newton, another great brand to get. And I think if you're gonna buy some loose paints for someone, stick with the primaries. When you go to an art store, you can simply ask someone for assistance, or you can just get pre-made sets. So there are those. Another great brand for you to try is this Meimeri Blue. And I showed you these in my Daniel Smith Colors of Inspiration set. They came with 5. But yeah, the Meimeri Blue, these are from Italy. They're very nice. I really enjoy painting with them. They're very high quality, and I will try and get them again. This was a sampler set that I got of 5 paints. And then let's see, what's another brand that I really like is Holbein. And I have a couple that I have just started to collect my Holbein paints, and I've been very happy with everything that I've purchased. I have a Jaune Brillant, an Ultramarine Light, and a Scarlet Lake. Beautiful colors, great product line. Again, these are professional tier paints, so you're going to invest a little bit more money in them, but the Holbein is definitely worth it. I do have more Holbein gouache. I keep this big tube in here because I use, if I'm going to use anything, it's going to be white gouache. So that brings us to the end of our second video for our list of holiday shopping. Next time, we're going to have a lot of fun talking about some novelty gifts for artists. So I hope you tune in. We'll see you then. Have a great day, guys.